Take a moment now to notice the weight of your body resting where you are, the surface beneath you holding you with steadiness, the air around you calm and easy, and the sense of safety that arrives when the day is finished and nothing more is required. Only this quiet time to let go. As you breathe slowly, imagine the edges of the day softening, like lamplight in a window at dusk, everything gentler, quieter, and kinder than it seemed before. Each inhale can be smooth and unhurried, each exhale like a wave settling back into the shore, leaving the sand level and still, leaving you free to rest. In this safe space, the world outside can fade away for now, giving room for your own sense of calm to expand. Tonight, we will drift into the gentle story of a mountain, one that carries a secret song when the wind passes by. A song that is never rushed, always patient, always soft. We are not in a hurry. We are not trying to solve or change anything. We are simply resting beside this mountain, listening as air brushes against stone. You might picture wide ridges touched with cool night air, valleys shadowed in quiet, in the hush of a breeze turning into a hum that drifts low and soothing. You can imagine the sound as low and steady, as if the land itself were breathing, slow and even, steadying your own breath in return. Everything is steady tonight. As you listen, as you imagine, know that you are safe, held, and cared for, with nothing to do but let the quiet surround you, and let your body grow heavier and your mind lighter, ready to drift. As the evening deepens and the body finds its rhythm of breath, we can begin to linger with the mountain itself, a place where stone and sky meet, and where the wind creates a sound that is less like music on a stage and more like a whisper through the rafters of an old home. Steady and comforting. You might imagine approaching slowly, the slope rising in front of you, surface softened by layers of shadow and pale light from the fading sky, each detail gentle and familiar, like the weave of a blanket. The mountain does not rush. It does not need to prove or demand. It simply rests in its own shape, season after season, and when the wind touches it, the hollows and ridges let out tones that drift, low and kind, like a voice singing softly in another room. This sound is not sharp. It is not startling. It is rounded at the edges.com as a tide coming in at night, carrying you toward a place of deeper ease. Everything is steady tonight. You might picture a valley below, wide and hushed, the grasses bending, the air moving in long, slow threads that weave together and pass between stones. Higher up, there are pockets where air swirls, and as it swirls, it hums, much like air passing over the lip of a bottle, a link deeper, richer, softer. These tones do not call for your attention. They allow your thoughts to slow. They ask nothing from you. They simply exist, steady as lamplight. You could imagine lying near a quiet cabin window, listening from afar. The mountain's gentle song carried on the breeze, mixing with the scent of pine, with the coolness of the night. As you picture this, your own breathing may find the same rhythm, long in, long out, a hush at the end of each cycle, like the pause before another breeze moves through the valley. Everything is steady tonight. The more time you spend with this image, the clearer the sense of stillness becomes, like watching the flicker of firelight on a wall, or the glow of a lantern beside a path, a glow that stays the same no matter how far you walk. The mountain's voice is a reminder that time can stretch, that there is no urgency, only the movement of air, the patience of stone, and the comfort of knowing that even the vast earth makes sounds that are slow and steady, helping you settle into the quiet of your own night. The mountain waits quietly, its slopes rising with calm strength, the valleys stretching outward with patient silence. And when the wind brushes against the stone, the air shapes itself into tones that move like gentle water, slow and unbroken, steadying the senses. You might imagine the ground beneath your feet, cool and firm, the grasses bending easily, the horizon softened by the last strands of twilight, all of it wrapping you in a sense of calm belonging. In this place, the mountain does not hurry. It does not change quickly. It simply remains, letting every breeze tell its quiet story. Everything is steady tonight. The idea is simple, and yet, when held gently, it becomes endlessly soothing. That stone and air together can make a sound, and that sound can feel like comfort, like a lullaby sung, not by one voice, but by the earth itself. Picture one small hollow high on the ridge, shaped just so, where air flows through and creates a low hum, much like the quiet vibration of a string touched softly, never loud, never sharp. Imagine another place where the wind passes to ledges, and the echo between them creates a tone that drifts down the slope, as though the mountain is breathing outward in a language that asks nothing, only shares its steady presence. As you hold this thought, let your body mirror that ease. The way the shoulders can soften, the way the jaw can rest, the way your breath can follow the same unhurried rhythm. The mountain teaches through stillness, reminding you that time need not press. A silence can hold more comfort than noise, that rest is a natural state. Everything is steady tonight. Think of the way air feels at night when it moves through a screen door, just cool enough to notice, carrying with it the scent of leaves or wood. And think of how that same air might slip across stone, how it might carry tones like low bells, only softer, rounder, more like the hush of waves along a quiet shore. Each cycle of wind becomes its own verse, each pause its own silence, all blending into a song without beginning or end. You can picture lying nearby, the sky above scattered with faint stars, the air cool on your skin, the sound around you steady, unbroken, guiding the mind to settle into the same ease. Everything is steady tonight. In this way, the mountain song becomes less about listening and more about being, about joining the same rhythm of air and stone, about knowing that nothing needs to change, nothing needs to be done. Everything simply is, and within that, you can rest. Imagine the song repeating, low and calm, the tones weaving through one another, the earth itself breathing alongside you, reminding you again and again of its patience, its quiet, its steadiness. Each repetition is a comfort, each pause a reminder, and each note a step further into the gentle stillness of the night. Everything is steady tonight, and as you linger with this idea, you can feel how it holds you the same way the mountain holds the wind, with space, with ease, with a steady presence that asks nothing more than to rest here, listening, breathing, drifting. The mountain rests in its place, broad and calm, each ridge lying steady against the sky, and each hollow waiting quietly for the wind to pass through and make its gentle tones, the tones that carry no demand, no weight, only the soft comfort of earth and air in harmony. When you think of this sound, think of it not as a performance, not as a signal, but simply as the way the mountain breathes, steady and unchanging, as natural as waves folding against a shore or leaves moving at the edge of a forest. Everything is steady tonight. Imagine the sound weaving through 5 simple layers. First, the low hum at the base, then a softer tone higher up, then a faint echo from a hidden ridge, then the drifting hush through a line of trees, and finally the pause, the silence between them, which is itself part of the song. Each layer rests on the next, each one gentle, each one balanced, and together they create not complexity, but ease. Picture the coolness of the night air moving over stone, the way the touch of that coolness against your skin makes you aware of the quiet, aware of how steady time can feel. The mountain's presence is patient. Its song does not fade quickly, because the wind will always return and the stone will always hold its shape. And so the tones will continue in their calm cycle. Everything is steady tonight. Think of lamplight resting in a cabin window, unchanged as the hours pass. The same way the mountain's hum remains, steady and waiting. Think of water lapping softly at a dock, the rhythm gentle, like a voice humming just beneath the surface of thought. These comparisons remind us that nothing in this story moves quickly. Nothing pushes. Everything is smooth, like a blanket laid over a bed, like a shadow settling across the ground at dusk. With each cycle, the same truth returns, that air and stone together can be enough, that the sound of a mountain singing is the same as the world offering a lullaby, one that holds you in place, one that steadies the breath. Everything is steady tonight. As the cycles continue, as the images return, you may notice how the sound feels like an anchor, how it allows the mind to drift further while still feeling safe, much like a rocking chair that sways gently, never rushing, never forcing, only guiding. And so, the mountain song continues in your mind, tone after tone, pause after pause, until even the thought of it becomes soft, until even the rhythm of your own body mirrors the same calm flow. The night deepens, the stars remain above, the air stays cool, and the mountain hums quietly, endlessly, until all that is left is rest. Everything is steady tonight. The night has grown long, the mountain still resting. Its slopes outlined against the dim sky, its tones carrying on the breeze as though time itself were humming softly, slowly, to guide you deeper into ease. Each ridge holds steady, each hollow breathes out sound when touched by the wind. Each pause between the tones opens wide, leaving space for calm to settle over you. Everything is steady tonight. You might imagine returning again to the valley floor, where grasses move gently, where the cool air drifts across your skin like a soft blanket, where the mountain's voice echoes quietly in the distance. The sound is not a call. It is not a message. It is simply presence, a reminder that the earth itself can be calm, that the world continues steadily, whether we notice or not, that you are safe within its rhythm. Think of how lamplight glows through a window and remains steady, hour after hour, until the night is over. Think of how the tide slides across the sand, never rushed, always the same, always returning, always patient. Think of how the mountain hums, the tone carrying across stone and air, as if the land itself were rocking you into sleep. Everything is steady tonight. The cycles repeat, the air moves, the tones drift, and nothing stirs beyond what is needed. Even as thoughts rise, they can settle again, much like leaves falling through still air, much like snowflakes landing without sound, much like embers fading into ash in the quiet hearth. With each cycle, the mountain's song grows softer, not because it stops, but because you no longer need to follow it closely, because it has already set your breath into rhythm, your body into stillness, your mind into rest. Everything is steady tonight. And so the night closes gently, the tones of the mountain folding back into silence, stars lingering above like faint lanterns, the coolness of the air holding steady around you. This is where you can let go, where the mountain hums quietly in the background, where nothing is asked of you, nothing is needed, only rest. Everything is steady tonight. Good night.